Hello and welcome to Season Pass. Thank you so much for staying up late with me. I'm your host, Ryan Reynolds. I'm here to recap the past week of Concho Valley sports.
In April, Coach Eric Musselman and the Arkansas men's basketball team landed their first player of the transfer cycle. That player, sophomore Keon Minifield Jr. from Washington.
Who's familiar with this logo? The San Angelo Colts, an independent minor league team that went under in 2014. It seems like a lifetime since the Colts entertained fans at Foster Field.
Razorbacks with a week's worth of rest under their belt, coming off a heartbreaking loss to Ole Miss in overtime last Sunday. Head coach Mike Neighbors looking to get back in the win column.
Yeah, Cristobal, they've just run through teams this season. In fact, the Cougars have outscored opponents this season, Matt, 295 to 94, almost 200 points. The Cougars of Cristobal looking to stay perfect.
The SEC is continuing to show the nation just how strong it is on the baseball diamond. Aside from Arkansas's 11 appearances in Omaha, the past 3 college baseball champions have all been from the SEC.
Oh, absolutely. They're a 4 seed for a reason. UConn, also one of the best rebounding teams left in this tournament. They're 9th in rebounds per game, 3rd in rebound margin. We've heard Coach Eric Musselman talk all year about the importance of rebounding.
Thanks, Matt. Over the last 2 games, Central has really looked like the best team in District 2-6A. The Bobcats are the only team in the district without a loss, and after that tough 0-3 start, things are finally starting to gel together for the Angry Orange. As for tonight's game against Odessa, head coach Ben Davis says it's critical for Central to minimize mistakes, generate turnovers, and capitalize on scoring opportunities. TLCA taking on Stanton in the by-district round, and the Eagles came out hot. First quarter, Javon Everett to Drew Sherrill on the wing. Money from downtown. TLCA started on an 11-0 run. A little later, how about another freshman? TLCA is loaded with young talent. Jaden Villanueva hits the step-back 3. The Eagles led by 13 at the half. Third quarter, check this out from Javon Everett. Definitely a KLSC top 5 play material. Behind the back to Sterling Harding in the corner. Bang! TLCA wins 68-33 and are by-district champs for the first time since 2017. But WT would wake up in the second quarter. An 11-play drive capped off by Jordan Johnson pounding it in. ASU still in front 12-7 until the end of the half. Nick Gerber goes deep to Glenn Mbaku, 61 yards.
But here comes Arkansas State. Second quarter, Winter Rogers buries the 3. Cuts it to a 1-point game. A little later, check this out. Right before the buzzer, a highlight play from Annalise Griffin gets the 3 to fall. Red Wolves ahead 31-27 at the half.
Andre C. Bargwin working the post, kicks it out to Turner. Bada bing, bada boom. That's good. Turner finished with a game-high 21 points. The Rams never trailed in this one. They keep it rolling for their 3rd straight win, 92-79 the final.
Top of the second, Florida strikes back. Ty Evans with an absolute bomb. 423 feet to left. Ties the game at 1, and Florida kept its foot on the gas. Bases loaded in the top of the 3rd. Evans showing off that sweet swing again, flips the script with a grand slam.
50 seconds left. Sam Baker drills a 3 from the corner. That cuts the Hilltoppers' lead to just 1. Next time down the court, you can kiss that lead goodbye. Kevon Godwin from deep. Angelo State jumps out in front, 65-63. Next possession for St. Edwards. Jake Krafka working down low. He's going to tie it at 65. That forces ASU to call a timeout, and they draw this up. Godwin, he's going to drive the lane for the win. Yes, and the foul. Godwin with 2 clutch buckets down the stretch.
For more on how it all came together, here's Ryan Reynolds.
With the Bearcats' 34-31 overtime victory versus UCA last week came a SportsCenter #1 play for Davion Davis, and it had a lot of people talking. We'll analyze the play right now.
Man, I honestly thought the ball was going to be a little overthrown, so it was either play DB or go up and try to make a play. I only had one hand. Well, I had 2, but I just reached out with my right one and just happened to come down with it. I didn't know exactly where we were, but I knew we were inside the 10. It put us in scoring position. I think it was next play, Ty actually scored. So to contribute to my team like that, I'd do it any time.
The first thing we're going to look at is this unique formation. The Cats call it the muddle huddle, and it's meant to make the defense off balance. Look at the wall of offensive linemen at the bottom of your screen. And look at how many defenders that draws out to the numbers. Now, this is what Sam Houston wanted. Look at the top of the screen where Davion Davis is left one-on-one with the defensive back and no safety help over the top. Quarterback Ty Brock reads that there's no safety help and he has a 50-50 ball on the outside with one of the most talented receivers in the nation. So what does he do? He takes the chance and throws it up. Davis goes up and attacks the ball at its highest point and comes down with it.
Ty gave a signal on this particular one out to the wide receiver to let him know what route he wanted, and then he came back and made just an amazing catch. I'm sure it's going to be a Sports Center, all those kind of things. So, pretty cool.
Trailing by 3 in the second quarter, the spectacular catch set the Cats up inside the 3-yard line. On the ensuing play, Brock ran it in from 2 yards out, giving Sam Houston the 7-3 lead. With 27 seconds left in the first half, Brock rushed for his second touchdown of the game, and SHSU never looked back, earning its first Southland Conference win of the season. Ryan Reynolds, ESPN.
Welcome to San Angelo Stadium for this premier performance, home season, featuring the Bobcats against...
Just knowing the history that he has here as that announcer, as that position, and everybody in the stadium knows Sonny. Everybody that leaves here remembers that voice.
Sonny Clear is kind of a legend, not only in announcing, but starting track meets, and he's done the San Angelo Relays forever. He's done the state track meet for a really long time. He's well known around the state, and anytime we can, recognize someone like that, it's certainly an honor.
For 38 years, Sonny Clear was the voice of Bobcat Nation, but now he's stepping away from the booth to help the community.
This next Monday, we start with our Hunt for Hero. That's a pretty big project, and it takes time. I just couldn't do it all.
Upsets and dominant performances fill Clear's scrapbook of Central memories, but at the centerfold is a game he'll remember forever. And that's the 2014 by-district playoff game against Arlington Bowie, when the Bobcats overcame a 21-point fourth-quarter deficit to win in double overtime, 55-52.
That is the most outstanding, exciting football game I have ever seen in high school, college, or pro. Incredible. We have a very active crowd, but no one left that game, I'll guarantee you that.
It's an end of an era for Central, and although Clear is turning off his microphone, he has one final message to former, present, and future Central student athletes.
My advice to any athlete, football, track, whatever it is you're not trying to be the best person in the world. You're not trying to do that. You're trying to be the best person you can be. And if each athlete, each football player buys into that philosophy, that I'm trying to be the best that I can be, not the best that anyone else can be, you will be a winner from then on. God bless America, the home of the free because of the brave. That's it. That's the last thing we're saying.
The Ballinger Bearcats were all in last season after finishing 7-4 overall before falling in the by-district round of the playoffs. But 2019 is a new year. The Bearcats are ushering in a new mentality to pair with its heightened goals. This year, head coach Chuck Lipsey says it's time to rise up.
Last year we wanted to be all in, and I thought we were all in, kind of like Clemson. They're all in every year. That's what I told the kids. We're going to be all in all the time, but we'll add to it. So I thought we've had 2 progressive years. This is the 3rd year we're here. It's time to rise up and excel at the end.
Ballinger is now back to work with two-a-days, hoping to improve on last year's finish. The Bearcats are returning 16 starters in 2019, which marks the 2nd most in District 4-3A.
Oh, it's definitely an advantage. I mean, it's just like us going, and that doesn't mean anything in the long run. We're going to have to play every Friday night to get where we want to be, but it definitely gives us advantage.
One of those starters is senior quarterback Edgar Nunez, who Dave Campbell's picked as the district's preseason offensive MVP, but the multi-tool athlete isn't buying into the noise. Instead, he's rallying the troops with hopes of rising up and topping Cisco and the rest of the district when all's said and done.
I don't really look into that. I just want to play the best of the best that I can and the best for my team to help us succeed. I'd rather just like stay focused on what I need to do for my team instead of trying to like overthink.
Ballinger opens its season in 3 weeks on August 30th with a home game against Brady at Bearcat Stadium.
This year we're set with the same mentality. We're still the defending state champions, and we're going to hold that title as long as we possibly can.
After a canceled season, the Wallhawks are still 3A state champions, and despite a facelift, there's a title to defend.
We only have 2 of those guys returning, and we lost a decent amount of players from last year.
I mean, it's really motivating because, you know, the goal every year is to win a state championship, and to finally be able to go play for one is really nice. We just got to go out there and compete every game and come out and play with a fire usually.
There's a high standard as a Wallhawk. The baseball program has a culture of winning, which puts a target on the green and white.
I'm proud to be playing at Wall. We always have a target on our back, and every single time we play, a team's going to want to go beat us, and it's nice having that little target on your back.
Wall has a winning mentality. I mean, we win in most stuff, but hopefully we can continue that this year. We got a lot of senior leaders. I mean, I think we have like 9 seniors. I think we got 3 juniors, so we're mostly a senior-based team, and I do think we can get pretty far this year.
The 9 seniors have only played 12 varsity games because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Bishneer says the winner's mentality can carry them through the season.
They're seniors, but they're not real experienced seniors. I think that's kind of one thing about our tradition is that these kids have seen it since they were freshmen. I don't think they'll be any different. They'll still continue to do what our tradition has kind of taught them to do.
All the hard work finally paid off, and we're going to Dallas. It hasn't hit me. I don't think it'll hit me till we step on the field.
I honestly didn't think this was going to happen. Like, it's mind-blowing.
They're the type of kids, if you ask them to run through a brick wall, they're gonna try, and if they don't succeed, they're gonna get up and do it again until you tell them, hey, you're not gonna run through the brick wall.
I think they're a lot like us. They're not going to try and reinvent the wheel and do something totally different at this point in the season.
They're gonna be bringing their A game, for sure. We knocked them off at their home place the second week, and we were both playing good and just kept it going all year. And we're playing again.
You get out there in a big stadium like that and from a huge crowd, and you know, the thing that matters is what you do on the field and having fun playing with your teammates. I think if they will do that and realize that early in the game or at the start of the game, that it will be very beneficial for them. You know, the biggest thing is go out there and have fun.